The movement was begun by a scientist who discovered, quite by accident, these signals being sent. Please understand, they are safe as long as they are not discovered.
They want their weapon.
Look out for Charlie.
I want that son of a bitch dead. I want him dead.
First off, let me thank Dawn. She emailed me this link to this Havana syndrome video from 60 Minutes. And I'm not going to show you any of it, but by the time I was done watching it, I was so pissed off that I practically had to go for a walk. I was livid. Not only is there so much bullshit in here and misleading information, when they show the weapons used, they are this ridiculous 80s technology. Here's one, and you can just picture this being shown in Back to the Future or something. It is just ridiculously old technology. I can't play you any of it because they can get me on a copyright strike, and I'm not giving them a reason to take the channel down. There's so much bullshit in here, but what they did do, and it was awesome, is they played a clip of what the guy heard. Okay, he recorded it. They said in his house, at his house. I can play you the audio to that, so let's do that. So this is straight from 60 Minutes. This is just the audio.
This former official, who we agreed not to name, recorded the sound at his home in Havana. Here's what he recorded. The injured officials we spoke with said the sound...
Now, what they did there was amazing. Was it a mistake to play the sound on television? Probably, because people like me can get a hold of that sound and show you what it really is. The government makes all sorts of claims, and none of it's true, and I can prove it. And if they wanted to know what was really going on, don't get these hack jobs speculating on what it is. Why doesn't the CIA just pay me to go through the damn audio and tell you what it is? Because I am going to tell you what it is. First, let's listen to it one more time, just by itself.
He recorded.
Now, do you hear the cicada tinnitus type sound in there, right? Okay, there's also a voice that sounds like it's a long stretched out, "Aw, yeah," which is also in there, and it can sound far away, as though someone is yelling in the distance, even if it's right next to you. If you change the sound, it's right next to you. Also, there is wind. Well, what sounds like wind, we'll get into that. So you have this ELF tone that is rumbling the mic. You have these cicada sounds, and you have this scratching sound going through it. There's a lot of anomalies in this that need to be looked at, and they need to be looked at properly for what it is, not what these people say it is, and not what these hack jobs say it is. They're hack jobs. I'm telling you flat out. They are hack jobs. Another thing that I want to point out is if you look at this audio clip in spectral view, the frequencies appear to go up to 16 kilohertz or 16,000 hertz, and it appears to have been deliberately altered before you heard it. If you look here, there's an entire chunk missing with little gaps filled in here. This looks exactly like audio where I have gone through personally and removed frequencies that I didn't want in there. So it appears that the audio was deliberately modified before they even played it for you. Another thing, if you look at this, the first set of tinnitus frequencies are just below 6,000 hertz and under 7,000. The second set is between 12 and 13, and then through about the mid-13s. But it definitely appears that this was modified. It appears that someone removed something, and it's right here. Unless, of course, the sound has a large gap in it to be filled. Another thing that angered me was the fact that, these people hear this for 30 seconds and they're on 60 Minutes. And there are people that have heard this for years and years and years with proof and more proof, and it doesn't even get a second thought. Just because, somebody's a civilian does not mean that this isn't happening to them, because they don't need a weapon like they showed you. It can ride right through on the power grid into a home. It can ride right through the air. And let me talk about something else. I'm going to talk about a mistake that I've been making, and I just realized that I've been making it. You know, I've been saying for a long time, people hit with these audio weapons. People attacked with radio frequency. And I need to stop saying that. What I need to start saying is people are being affected by weaponized radio frequency, because it's a field. It's not being shot like a gun. It's a field. So I need to quit saying that. People are being affected by weaponized radio frequency. They're not being hit with weaponized radio frequency. It's everywhere. Everybody's being hit by it. The question is, are you sensitized to it or not? The first thing that I want to just get at and debunk right away is the quote-unquote wind that I'm positive they completely overlooked. Anybody would say, oh, that's just wind in the microphone. It's not wind in the microphone, especially if the guy was in his house. But I know it's not wind in the microphone. How? I can prove that it's not wind in the microphone. So here is the wind in the microphone after I've adjusted it. Okay, it's communication. Those were ELF voices speaking, and it is used as a two-way communication system. Check it out. Here is the wind in the microphone. And what it says is, what's he saying? Now let me loop it. It says, what's he saying? What's he saying? What's he saying? It's not wind. It's not anything else. And then right after that, a voice comes in right here and says, we're testing it. I'm using studio monitors. You should use good speakers or good headphones. If you can't hear that, that is not my problem that you have bad ears. It says, we're testing it. And the rumble in the mic says, what's he saying? And if you pay attention, those are not Russian voices. Those are not Chinese voices. Those are voices with an American accent in perfect robotic style English. What's he saying? We're testing it. Not Chinese, not Russian, and the CIA should be paying me. Just in case, here's another version of the wind in the mic. The wind, and it's saying, what's he saying? Because these frequencies parasitically ride on other frequencies. That cicada sound that you hear in that recording, people hear that every day in their ears 24 hours a day. And this guy was hit with it for 30 seconds. What's going on, man? What is going on? It pisses me off. Now let's listen to the whole signal after I've adjusted it. The whole thing. Check it out. It's all voices, the entire thing. Listen again. It's not Chinese, it's not Russian, it's English. It's English communication. Now you can take an ELF signal, and by changing the characteristics of that signal, an ELF signal, it can sound tinnitus and jingle belly and cicada-ish, just like what you heard. I've done it before. I've shown it on this channel before. It's the same thing. Now let's listen to a different version of that signal, adjusted. It's a message. There are messages in there. Were they trying to get the person to hear it? I don't know. Was he meant to hear it? I don't know. But they weren't using an 80s style weapon to hit him with the signal. These are weaponized signals in the first place that can create sounds that aren't there. That's what they do. A lot of cop body cams will pick things up that aren't there. I found them in many, many recordings in the past. Many. Here's a different version of that signal. Those are voices. Again, I'm using studio monitors. Don't use your phone. Don't use a tweeter and then come here and say you can't hear it. Use headphones, good speakers, or studio monitors and do it. These are all communications, and I can tell you exactly what it is. It is beyond frustrating to hear that whole special and what they blamed it on when I know how it is working and what it is. And I can break it down and show them what it is. Here's a different version of that signal coming through and adjusted. Check it out. Does that sound like cicadas to you? Does that sound like, an injury-inducing weapon or an audio weapon? I'm not saying that it can't cause damage, but there are people that hear this every single day of their lives and have received nothing. And they're in the United States on United States soil. And they're trying to say that it's the Chinese or the Russians, and this is English. English. Again, what's he saying? We're testing it. We're testing it. If the government wanted to know what it was, they should have just came to me. But instead, 60 Minutes is giving you a bunch of bullshit. Could have told you what was going on in hours. Now, just for the hell of it, let's go through the progression of the wind communication, which is really the ELF communication that was going on at the time that he recorded this. We'll go through 5 stages. Hear that voice? Oh, yeah. But anyway, here's the wind, stage 1. Now here's stage 2. Now here's stage 3. Here's stage 4. And here's stage 5. This is communication and voice-to-skull style weaponry. That's what this is. This isn't microwave guns pulsing people with microwaves hidden in the bushes somewhere. This is total and complete subversion of what's going on. And then trying to blame it on people of other origin when it is happening to people on American soil. There are not people hiding in the bushes from Russia or China around people's homes and hitting them with these weapons. It's not happening. What is happening is this is being pumped everywhere. It's a parasitic signal, and it's going to get into everything it can get into, just like the Russian woodpecker did. The Russian woodpecker would get on the power grid, come right up through your lamps, right up through your electronics. They even put things into the television sets way back that were woodpecker blankers so that they wouldn't affect the televisions. And that's what's going on. And it's so frustrating, I don't even know what to say. Please share this. It's important. This has been the Lookout for Charlie Havana Syndrome special. Thanks for watching. That's it for now. Look out for Charlie. That's it for now. Look out for Charlie.
Oh, man. I like this kid. This fucking guy's crazy.
Look out for Charlie.
I want that son of a bitch dead. I want him dead.